Now look, we're taking a bit of a new direction in our channel. One of two things that we're doing is sports watch-alongs, and what gets more intense than college football? Not
Man,
NFL, college football.
man, nothing gets more intense over here. In fact, we were talking before this, and I was like, I want to get these just sheer sizes of these stadiums for college.
Yeah, where you're
Right?
supposed to be learning stuff.
Yeah, and these are unpaid athletes,
Yeah.
right?
Although
That-
now they can make money off of their likeness, but not a direct salary, I don't
Yeah,
think. I could
don't
be wrong
think
about
so.
that, but don't quote me on it. Anyway,
And-
continue.
And this is the college football is what I would recommend to anyone that is a proper football fan, right?
Yeah, a footy fan, a Premier League, Scottish Premiership,
Yeah.
the Euros. The rivalries here go toe to toe with derbies in Europe and in South
100.
America.
100%. All right. I mean, yeah, this is what I'd be like. Hey, you guys have this craziness over there, respectively, and awe-inspiringly. What we have over here is not NFL, nothing pro. This college sports, college
Yes.
football.
Yeah.
That's it. That's where you want to see tribalism and chants and craziness. This is it.
And we've got a lot of those rivalries, watch parties planned out for this fall and going forward. So be sure your notification bells on. That way you don't miss those live streams. And comment what rivalries you want to see us do watch-alongs to.
And keep this in your head, guys. Remember, the players on this field are students.
Yes.
Just makes it more insane.
100%. 100%. But now let's check out, as of about a year ago, the 10 biggest college football stadiums. And let's go from there.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the top 10 biggest college football stadiums. This is fully updated. Yes, for 2023, I'm going to be going from number 10 to number 1 based off of their listed capacity. And we're also going to be talking about the stadiums now, just kind of as an overview for this video. All of these stadiums have roughly the same history. They were built in the early to mid 1900s. They experienced several seating expansions, and now they've all gone through some type of modernization process as the schools try to keep them up to par. But we're going to be kicking it off with number 10.
Okay, a disclaimer before we get into all of these. We was talking beforehand that every year these colleges do all they can to expand these out. So yes, this is a year old, but you know, the numbers are comparable right now, I would say.
And they're constantly trying to get more seats.
Right.
Like, seats mean money. So yes, they find ways to build up, out, however, under, probably, I don't know. Like, these guys have look at that. Look at this.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, you go wild when you see big crowds.
Oh.
So like this is your normal reaction to this. So let's just get into it, man.
Yep.
As the schools try to keep them up to par. But we're going to be kicking it off with number 10. And it's funny enough, this is probably the only one that hasn't been, invested into. It is the Cotton Bowl. So this is where the neutral site Texas-Oklahoma rivalry game is always played, the 11 a.m. Central start time. I think that game's normally early October. The capacity currently is just above 92,000, so it is the 10th biggest college football stadium owned by the city of Dallas, and they currently do have natural grass. Its record attendance was 96K. That happened a few different times, but yes, the Cotton Bowl has gone through several different expansions, although it really is a crappy stadium, and I feel fine saying that, and it's very easy to see why, because it doesn't really have a tenant. No one has really invested a lot of money into stadium upkeep and really making it a modern venue. So the Cotton Bowl, because it doesn't have that tenant, it doesn't have that team that's going to have to, renovate it. It really does look old, and it's just two giant ovals of seating, and that creates its capacity at 92K. If there was a situation where, let's say, some team used the Cotton Bowl as their home stadium, it would have to be renovated. There's no doubt about it. But because it normally just hosts one big game every single year,
That's
that
crazy.
is why the stadium is in its current condition at number 9.
Dude,
It's a rivalry stadium.
yeah, it's a one-time use thing.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
Oh,
just having it reminds me of like when all these countries, when they host the Olympics, they have to build new stadiums, and it's like a one-time use thing. A lot of them just go dormant. But I mean, aside from this one, like, it's just a one-time use thing. But still, like one-time use.
That's when you have just, hey man, what are we gonna do with all this stupid money that we got? I hear the rivalries are pretty big. Rivalry stadium, once a year.
Yeah,
Worth it. Damn, dude.
I'd be interested to see if like they host like concerts.
They have to. They have to.
Or if they do like MLS there. Like I'm just trying to think of any other thing that they could do with that stadium instead of just the rivalry every year.
That would, you know what though? That would be psychologically breaking to have let's say an MLS game that doesn't bring 100,000 people out almost, and that stadium is completely empty.
Yeah. So I mean, soccer is on the up and up in the United States, but
for sure.
At the same time, though, I don't think it could fill out 92,000.
You're not bringing 92,000 out.
Yeah,
to see a MLS game.
You'd have to give free tickets away for that.
Yep.
For biggest capacity, it is Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. Capacity right under 93K currently since 2004, and they had a record attendance in that non-conference home-and-home series with Notre Dame back in 2019. The stadium does have natural Bermuda grass, and taking a look at it, you can see the extra little mini upper deck that was installed to Georgia. Kind of the unique thing about the stadium, very rarely will you see a college football stadium with actually 3 different decks of seating. That's what Georgia has, and they've gone through several different renovations, and they're planning to do another renovation that really won't change much of the stadium. What it's going to do is it's going to alleviate the concourses, it's going to open them up, kind of something a lot of modern stadiums are getting now, especially these older college football ones. They were built in the mid-1900s, and now they're need to be changed and upgraded to the current standard. So Sanford Stadium there. The next one, it is.
Oh my God. Like this is only number 9.
That's 9, dude.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm sorry. It's just need a second to just absorb it.
It's so massive. Like, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Upgraded to the current standard. So Sanford Stadium there. The next one, it is Bryant Denny Stadium, currently with a capacity just above 100,000, and that's the golden number for stadiums now. If you have a capacity above 100K, you are virtually a blue blood. That's kind of like the fun little number that teams try and hit. But their record attendance was just over 101K. They have gone through tons of different expansions. You can see it is interesting in 2000.
Oh my God. Like they started out 12 and like they just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. They had to take out some in 2020. Is that what it is? Or I don't know.
Yeah.
Just have to play it. But
wow.
There's another one in our niche that is a big Bama fan. So I guess he can talk better about this than we can.
But that's crazy, man. Look at that. Look. Okay, this is how crazy. Just in a numbers nutshell, how college football is. Like every 20 years, they're adding 10,000 minimum. That's nuts.
The European mind cannot comprehend this.
That's nuts. Oh my God.
Yeah.
2010 they expanded to almost 102K and then they brought it back down. That's another thing you won't see very often, teams bringing it back down, but we've seen it a few different times where they will expand the premium seating and they'll also open up the stadium and kind of give it some room to breathe. So Alabama removed almost 2,000 total seats to their stadium capacity. That happened in between 2019 and 2020, but Bryant Denny Stadium, I'm not going to say it looks like an NFL stadium, but it does kind of give off that vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
Certainly very legendary, very nice. And Bama football obviously does have an amazing home field advantage. They've also done several different exterior renovations. That's another thing with a lot of these stadiums. They all have to get exterior renovations because there's just nothing there. There's nothing to them. If they're built in the 1920s, the 1930s, they add on seating and it's like they do nothing to the exterior of the stadium. A lot of them have gotten exterior brick renovations and things like that. At number 7.
All right. Before that, wow. I mean that's a good way to make it more accessible. You remove a few seats, and for the not as abled folks, and give premium options. That makes sense. But yeah, this is basically an NFL stadium.
Yeah,
What this
like
is.
this is generating NFL revenue.
Yeah.
This is 100% generating NFL revenue right here.
Right. I don't know if Roll Damn Tide is appropriate here, but I feel like it's appropriate there. I could be 100% wrong.
Yeah.
I've been wrong in the past about sports stuff, so roast me if it's wrong.
Man.
Have gotten exterior brick renovations and things like that. At number 7, it is Texas Memorial Stadium. They also are just above 100K in terms of attendance, but their record attendance was 105K. That recently happened last year during the
How do you get 105K in a stadium that has a capacity of 100?
A lot. I don't even know. Was that staff inside the hallways?
I don't know.
How do you fit that? I mean, like, just look at this, man. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, and that's the second one in Texas. And we're only at number 7.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
this list is nuts.
Yeah, Texas isn't even it's not of this planet, y'all.
Yeah. I'm surprised Texas isn't like 1 and 2.
I mean, we'll get there. We'll see. Maybe it is.
The game against Alabama where they nearly lost. Now, it's funny because they just beat Alabama on the road, but they did undergo a big-time renovation to their end zone, and they've been adding on seating several times since the late 90s, and now they've finally gotten over the 100K benchmark. You can see all of their record attendance coming very recently, 2022, 2022, 2018, 2022. That signals that they've been adding seats and going through these different renovations, so they come in at number 7. And
you notice that 3 of these are like right after the pandemic. They were ready to go. They were ready to get the hell out of the house.
I'm getting out there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of the biggest stadiums in college football. And I believe on this list, they've probably been the most recent stadium to receive a big-time renovation. They've got that massive wall of upper deck seating. Kind of an interesting design behind the one end zone. You've got a very cut-off section of seating as well. At number 6, it is Neyland Stadium. This is another stadium that just went through a renovation. It didn't change it too much. You could take a look at the capacity sitting right under 102K. The record attendance almost 110K back in 2004. And Neyland Stadium, again, did get a recent renovation where they removed a few of the upper deck seatings to put in social spaces, but I believe the capacity has been kept the same. They've just kind of exchanged the seating in the upper deck for a social area, so you'll get like more fans to the games. You don't really have a ticket. It's more of just a standing room type deal. Neyland Stadium, very impressive in terms of its home atmosphere.
That's it. Standing room. That's where the extra capacity comes in when it's like it's a 102, then game's 108, standing room.
Yep. Wow.
Man, if I was in my college age, I would be okay with standing room because it's
Yeah.
cheap. But as of today, I'm 32.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording, it's literally my birthday, and at 32, I need a seat.
Oh,
I don't know
dude,
about
yeah.
you.
Especially for 4 effing hours.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm not fueled by energy drinks and alcohol. Um, and that effect of those things just is wearing on me now. Not like it did
Mhm.
then. I was bulletproof then. What?
Yeah, yeah,
Hell yeah. I would do
yeah.
it then. Yeah, no problem. But now I need a seat and I need to be out before early. I need to be out early so I can get to bed early. That's just how
So
life is.
as soon as the game ends, you're hightailing it back to your
I
home.
may, if there's no way in hell they're winning, I am mid fourth quarter out.
Okay. I'm not there yet. I'm still of the opinion it's not over until it's over. So you're 5 years older than me. Maybe that's Ghost of Christmas Future for me.
maybe.
We'll see. Check back in about a year. We'll see.
Yeah.
It is fully enclosed, which for a college stadium, especially if they can sell it out, that's a really good thing because that creates a very intimidating atmosphere. And also the other thing they were doing during their renovation, adding some nicer seats right behind the benches, kind of more of an NFL feel there, but it comes in at number 6. At number 5, it is Tiger Stadium. So Tiger Stadium, very similar in terms of their capacity, right around 102K. The interesting thing with, well, I guess look at the concert. You can get 127K in because you can go on the field. But the interesting thing with Tiger Stadium.
Yeah. This stadium broke sound records when Garth Brooks played there a couple years back. When Colin Baton Rouge was played, they broke decibel records.
That's nuts. 127 for a concert. That's because people can be on the field.
Exactly. That's a lot of bodies to hide.
So that's 25,000 more than what you guys are seeing right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, they fit 25,000 more on the field.
Yeah.
A field in which 22 people play.
Yeah, exactly.
Let that sink in.
Uh-huh.
Crap, bro.
Yeah. I know you're just getting heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. Like, where do I find water? Where do I find a bathroom?
Oh my god, dude, that's not even. You know what though? I guess if the line of people you're in want to go to the restroom, you just have to go like this. Like, let's go to the bathroom, and then just like, okay, they just go with the flow. At that point, you're sardines.
Right. Or you take a bottle with you. You see where I'm going here.
Yeah. Yep.
If you get that reference, you have to leave a like on the video.
Yeah. God.
27K, and because you can go on the field. But the interesting thing with Tiger Stadium is their attendance is just capped at 102K because you look at all of their largest crowds, unlike basically every other team on this list where they'll have a capacity of like 104K, but maybe they'll fit with standing room 105, 106. With LSU, that's not how it works at all. That is their entire attendance capped at a little over 102K. We all know Tiger Stadium. It's considered by a lot of people to be the best stadium in college football. It is beautiful, and it comes in at number 5 on the biggest stadiums. At number 4, it is Kyle Field. So Kyle Field currently has a capacity right under 103K. Its record attendance was also 110K back in 2014 against Ole Miss. Kyle Field had the massive seating expansion back around 2014 when they did make the move to the SEC, and it's just walls and walls of seating. I mean, Kyle Field, in terms of their seating, if you look right behind the end zones, it's just 2 giant walls, and then they even have some significant upper deck seating as well. Also, they've got a beautiful brick exterior, so Kyle Field comes in at number 4. At number 3, it is Ohio Stadium. The current capacity, just under 103K. The record attendance was 110,000 back in 2016.
Yeah. That of the stadiums so far, this is the most aesthetically pleasing so far.
That's a pretty stadium.
Right, right.
Sure,
But then
man.
again, there's nobody in there. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Well, no, I'm just like looking at it, like looking at the front of it. It just looks cool.
Yeah,
Just,
Coliseum, and I can't give too much shit to Ohio Buckeyes because my uncle went there, so
well, there you go.
I won't talk too much shit about
Always
it.
a solid football team.
Yeah,
Always a solid football team.
absolutely, and I think we have a few of their games in our list already. But
Yep.
if you want us to see that game, comment below.
Mm-hmm.
In the rivalry game against Michigan. So Ohio State actually had a higher capacity a few years ago when it was about 104K, but they also decreased capacity a little bit to make way for some luxury areas, some premium seating, and they've brought their capacity back down to just under 103K. So I don't think they'll be breaking any type of attendance record, even though you could probably get about 107 or 108K with standing room into Ohio Stadium. They have expanded several times. The most recent big time expansion that they had, I believe, was when they expanded the student section right around 2007. But there is that. And the number 2 biggest stadium in college football, it is Beaver Stadium, with a current capacity right around 106,000 people since 2011. The record attendance just under 111K. Beaver Stadium, it was announced earlier this summer that they're getting a $700 million stadium renovation, and it'll be interesting to see what happens, because if you spend almost $1 billion on a college football stadium, they're saying it's a renovation. It might be a rebuild. We don't know, but I would imagine they would bring the capacity down by about 2,000, so it's still going to be well over 100K, but I do think the capacity is going to move slightly down, and they're going to get an entire new exterior because it is very old. But Beaver Stadium, unbelievable home field atmosphere, especially with the whiteout tradition there. And then the biggest stadium in college football, it is still
Like,
Michigan Stadium.
the I when my when my one of my exes was looking at colleges, and we went to Penn State to go check out the college, right? And that Penn State stadium is just towering. Like,
Yeah,
that thing, it's like it looked like it's in the middle of nowhere. It's just like flat all around, and then just fucking what?
yeah,
What is that, bro? Like, it's huge. Oh my god. But yeah, Penn State is crazy. That's
yeah.
just crazy.
This is a lot. This is a lot.
It's like
But
that's what they do is football. I don't even know what their college specializes in. Like, what's their thing? But yeah, it's football.
yeah, yeah. And I guess people at Michigan would probably dispute that.
Oh no, Michigan, dude. Their football team. I for a brief moment in time, I would have loved to go to Michigan. I was
Yeah.
like, for me, I was like, I would love to go to either West Virginia because just party school,
Yep.
and or Michigan just because of football.
Man.
And I was like, you know what? I'll just not go to college and go Army. But whatever. But you know what though? I love that state. It's so unique.
Yeah,
It was so unique. It's massive, dude.
huge.
It's been Michigan Stadium forever. They've got the giant bowl of seating. Michigan Stadium currently, honestly, barely beating out Beaver Stadium. They're also sitting at 107K. They have a record attendance, though, of 115,000 in a 2013 game against Notre Dame. And realistically, when you look at Michigan Stadium and the way it's designed, it's built into the ground. They could very easily put like another deck of seating, a smaller upper deck, and expand the capacity if they want. There's really no point in doing that, considering, last year, their student section, some of the games they struggled to even draw. So there's really no reason to expand it any more than what it already is. But I'm just saying, if they wanted to, they honestly could. It's just kind of an interesting design. It's one giant lower bowl. There is no upper deck to it. There's just like an upper section. And then you do have all the suites. And that's kind of been the big renovations at Michigan Stadium. They built the giant lower bowl, and then the renovations, the modernization of it's been expanding the suites and the luxury seating over top of that, which is really like ground level going up. It's kind of an interesting stadium design. But those are the top 10 college football stadiums for 2023 based on total capacity. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the
Man,
With that stadium, you could,
this one right here.
With this stadium right here, you could quadruple that. That could easily be a 4-tier bowl, you know, and then you have a 400,000 seated stadium,
which is insane to think about.
Like, could you imagine? Like, oh god, like,
I bet you who makes money there is those vendors that walk around with the drinks and the popcorn and all that. They probably get a workout. That's for damn sure.
How did you get that 8-pack, bro? Well, I sell hot dogs at the college stadium.
Yeah, at Michigan State.
Damn. Wow.
Well, to the new college football fans that are coming in, let us know the rivalry you want us to check out. And let us know if you've been to any of these stadiums and what your experience is, if we ever go there ourselves.
Yes, for sure. That's the most important.
Hell yeah.
Most important.
And just as important, subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you know when we are doing live watch-alongs to these college football games, and join in. Like, fill us in on what things that we miss about these things.
Yep. Whew, man.
What now, Dan?
Unplug and do something legendary, guys.
And we'll see y'all in the next one and in the live streams.
Later.